Welcome to the KOR Stadium in Tashkent as match day 2 of Group I gets into swing this evening. This is the first of 2 games from this group. Daegu FC from the Korea Republic up against United City FC from the Philippines. United City FC drawing their first match against Beijing FC 1-1, having led for much of the game and dominated it. So they've got 1 point so far. Meanwhile, Daegu FC going down 3-2 to Kawasaki Frontale. Lovely conditions for football, albeit a bit on the warm side, 38 degrees Celsius. And there's plenty of humidity with that as well. So even as the sun does die down, as this match goes on and the floodlights come out, it will still be very warm and hot work for both teams. 7 PM local time kickoff, which is in about 9 minutes or so. Both sets of players in the tunnel. You can see Stefan Schrott, the United City FC skipper, was on the left-hand side. They're in all black up against Daegu FC, who are in all sky blue. Both teams looking for their first win of this AFC Champions League campaign. This packed group stage that sees 15 days bringing 6 games. It's hard enough when it's that way round. So very intense fixture list for both of these teams. United City boss Jason With has compared it to an international tournament, really, in terms of the amount of games that these players have got to play in such a short space of time now. In normal times, the AFC Champions League group stages would be spread across a slightly longer period with 3 home games and 3 away games, everyone playing everyone twice. While the core of that format remains in terms of 6 group games, due to coronavirus, it's in this centralised hub of Uzbekistan, so no real discernible home advantage for any of these teams. They will all play each other twice, once at this KOR Stadium and once at Lokomotiv Stadium, both here in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. That's the match ball, which will be in use very shortly indeed. We'll have team news graphics coming, but I can tell you that United City FC are unchanged from the side that drew 1-1 against Beijing FC in their first game, where they played so well. But Liang Xiaowen's second half bullet of a free kick, and they had to settle for a point. Daegu FC have made a couple of alterations to their lineup, which might bring about a tactical change from the 3-5-2 they used in their last game. United City tend to prefer playing something of a 3-4-3 in attack and a 5-4-1 in defence. It'll be interesting to see if the Koreans match them up in terms of formation. One of those that can only tell definitely 5 minutes or so into the game. Just one of 120 group stage AFC Champions League matches this year as part of this exciting new expanded format. We've already had the West Zone groups, those 5 groups producing 8 of the round of 16 teams. Now the 5 East groups very much up and running. Of course, you can keep across all of the action by following the AFC Champions League official accounts on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, as well as the website as well. Asia's top 40 clubs in action in this one of 4 games today. KOR kicking off right now against Vitel. That match is in Group F, a group that also features the defending champions, Ulsan Hyundai from Korea. And earlier on, we saw Ulsan Hyundai have a 2-0 victory against DJ Pathum United FC from Thailand. 2 goals inside the first half from Kim Min-yoon and so Gus Hinterseer. final match of the day coming in a couple of hours. Also in our wall of Group I, Beijing FC against Kawasaki Frontale, where Frontale will look to make it 2 wins from 2 after their 3-2 victory against Daegu in round 1. Our focus right now, though, very much on the Bunyodkor Stadium. United City FC on the left, Daegu FC on the right. United City in the all-black, Daegu in the sky blue. Both teams looking for their first win of this year's AFC Champions League group stage. It's the first ever AFC Champions League head-to-head between two teams from the Philippines and the Korea Republic. United City making their AFC Champions League group stage debut this year, still seeking for their first ever win at this level after that frustrating 1-1 draw against the young Beijing FC side. Mutual round of applause between both teams. Of course, handshakes very much not the done thing these days for pretty obvious reasons. That's the Daegu FC starting 11 for today. 2 changes. Lee Kun-ho and Lee Yong-ye coming in for Kim Woo-suk and Lee Yong-jing. One due to injury, one due to rotation. Of course, the fixtures really do come thick and fast in this format. These teams played their first game on Saturday, played today. Their next match in match day 3 will be on Friday. Coin toss between Stefan Schrock on the right, the United City skipper, who has lost the toss against his fellow captain, Kim Chin-yu. Quick socially distanced photograph with our referee for today, who is Mohammed Amarul Iswan from Malaysia. As for United City FC, well, haven't changed their starting 11 from the team that played so impressively on match day 1, and I'm not too surprised. They have the highest possession figure for any team in the East Asian AFC Champions League group stages so far. 75% of the ball in their 1-1 draw against Beijing. Stefan Schrock was their star, the captain. Created more chances in that game than any other player in group stages so far. Created 5 opportunities. Also scored a magnificent goal himself that looked for a long time like it had secured them the points. That's the benches, which are going to be important later on. 5 substitutes allowed up from the conventional previous measure of 3, so that means that those substitutes are all the more important. It does give the 2 coaches a bit more tactical flexibility. Lee Byung-gwen and Jason With. So kick-off just moments away now. Waiting on the whistle from referee Mohammed Amarul Islam. Stefan Schrock, key as always for United City FC. United City still chasing their first ever win at this level. Daegu FC with 4 losses from their last 5 Asian Champions League games, so they want to try and put that record right. Off and running here at the Bunyodkor Stadium then for match day 2 of Group I. Daegu FC in sky blue, attacking from left to right. As you look at things on your screen, United City shooting from right to left. United City with a frustrating 1-1 draw against Beijing FC in match day 1, a match that they dominated for long periods. Daegu FC with 3-2 defeat against Kawasaki Frontale, a game where they led twice. Hwang Sung-min had them in front early on, and Jadamiao equalised just before half-time. So Jinya gave them the lead back. Then second-half goals from Jadamiao again, and then Chao Schmidt gave Kawasaki Frontale the win. Ho. It's a good aggressive tackle from Sean Patrick Kane. Jason Whiff, the head coach of United City FC, has extensive experience coaching in Southeast Asia. He's assistant coach at Thailand and Indonesia with the national teams, and also coached at club level with the likes of Bangkok Bank and Songul United. Foul from Park Young-hyun. And in the other dugout, coach of Daegu FC, who this year, his leadership, sit fourth in the K-League 1, top division of Korean football. 33 points from 19 games, so pretty good first half of the season or so. Just past the halfway point of their domestic season. Behind Chonbuk Hyundai Motors and Suwon Blue Wings, mainly goal difference. 4 points off leaders and defending AFC Champions League winners Ulsan Hyundai. And a bit of a golden patch in their history. In truth, we've had back-to-back fifth-place finishes in the K-League 1 in 2019 and 2020, Daegu. It's that which has helped them get to this level. Initially reached the 2019 Asian Champions League through winning the Korean FA Cup in 2018, and then it's their league form since that has repeatedly brought them back to this level. Nice turn by Omid Nazari. Now Maranon. Just couldn't quite find Schrock. Normally those two link up so well. Just to run you through the two teams, starting with United City. Expect Anthony Pintus in goal, the back three from right to left of Sean Patrick Kane, Mikhail Justin Bass and Jung Da Wong. Midfield four of Chai Ingham, Adam Nazari, Omid Nazari and Karo Minagishi. And Mike Ott down the right wing, Stefan Schrock on the left, supporting Fernando Maranon up front. Unchanged side from 1-1 draw against Beijing FC. As Serginia winds up this free kick for Daegu. Sets it wide for Kang Zong Wong. It's a decent cross as well. Chested down, chance to hit it. Good brave block in there. It's for UFC. Choi Young-eun in goal. Back three of Lee Young-ye, Wang Chong-eun and Park Byung-hyung. Midfield four of Hwang Sun-min, Chubasa, Lee Kun-ho and Chang Zong-won. And then Serginia down the left wing, Kim Chung-yu down the right, supporting Edgar up front. And sort of tactical systems, nice high level of flexibility in the modern era. Many teams playing very different formation with and without the ball. Zong-won continue to keep possession. Have made two changes today, Daegu. And that starting 11 that lost 3-2 to Kawasaki Frontale. Kim Woo-suk, the defender, and Longjin, the midfielder, both removed. Lee Kun-ho and Lee Wong-lei coming in. Skills by Schrock to keep the ball, even if the pass was a touch over here. Now really high press on from Daegu. Kane. Patrick Kane, for those European viewers watching, maybe wondering, no relation to England striker Harry, who of course will be in action tonight at the European Championships as England and Germany face off in the round of 16. No shortage of football going on around the world at the moment. The Copa America also in action. And Messi up to his usual tricks with a couple of glorious goals last night. It's also been Confederations Cup recently too, so football, the planet football, never stopping from spinning all across the world. Ott. Maranon, who for all of United City's possession in the game against Beijing, didn't actually see a lot of the ball. Bienvenido Maranon didn't get much service in terms of really clear-cut chances, and that was the problem. Didn't turn that dominance of the ball into the second goal. Lovely turn from Schrock. Has options. Teasing ball in for Kun-ho. Diligence from Schrock to get it back, and wins the throw. Key part of this United City operation, Stefan Schrock, 34-year-old, technically gifted leader, arguably the finest Philippines player of modern times. Scored on his AFC Champions League debut in match day 1. Neat turn by Omid Nazari. Lays it off to Ott. Now set for the shot. I mean, Adam Nazari too close to Chae Young-un. Nodding down on the break for Serginho. He stopped. In the opinion of Free Mohammed Iswan, so commits a foul in doing so. Ott. Very content to patiently keep possession, United City. That's exactly what they did a lot of in their first game against Beijing. Beijing, who've brought a very young side. Their first teams stayed at home because they'd have to miss 6 Chinese Super League games due to these group stage matches, and then the 14-day mandatory quarantine that they need to do when returning to China PR. So they've brought their second team with them. Go with the foul. One of 3 Brazilians in the Daegu FC squad, with Serginho on the pitch with him. Serginho not involved today. Daegu FC competing at this level for just the second time. United City FC here for the very first. Able to get it under control. Bienvenido Maranon, who is an important focal point for this United City team. Struggling for options from this throw-in, such as the ferocity of the pressing game from men in black, and it's worked out well for them. Just overran it a bit there, Maranon, Spaniard. Again, they just can't get their way out, Daegu. Coming back for injury here in that passage of play. Just when sliding in there, Serginho catches him on the head. This is the shot earlier on from Adam Nazari. Set up by Ott. Just a bit awkwardly in front of Cha Young-un, who wasn't overly convincing in goal. See the sweat already all over players and referee Iswan's faces. It's almost 40 degrees out there, and regardless of the sun going down, that temperature isn't going to change a huge amount. Still very, very hot and humid. Late tackle from Schrock. We're playing advantage to Daegu though. Kun Ho. Serginho whips in a very decent cross, just too much on it for Edgar though at the far post. See exactly what he was trying to do though. It was a thoughtful and intelligent ball in. He's frustrated there. The card didn't come out for Stefan Schrock. Referee Iswan from Malaysia saying that he played advantage in their favour. GC referees, particularly early on in games, relatively on the reluctant side to start getting cards out and to try and manage a game. Schrock this time is fouled by Kun Chenu. Schrock decides to take it early, looking for Maranon. The whistle's gone. Such a good link up, those two, Stefan Schrock and Bernardo Maranon. Schrock as the provider, Maranon as the finisher. It's been one of the defining features of the side's success in recent years. Maranon, the key goal scorer. Schrock, the key provider. 2019, he had domestic double and an unbeaten season in the league. Also winning the Paulino Alcantara Cup. Had a bit of a storied history recently. United City, what's going on behind the scenes? Well, they've got defending to do. Serginho puts it up, too much on it though. Wang Sun-min can't keep it in play, and that forward pass from Serginho has just completely lost the momentum that they had in that attack. Space out right for Chang Zong-won. Decent cross. Down by Edgar towards Serginho. Didn't reach him though. Ott loses out. Quarter of an hour gone, and Adam Nazari's shot that was straight at Cha Young-un is the closest either side have come to scoring. But both of these teams will meet each other again. Second fixture be on match day 6, where there could be qualification permutations on the line, which will be at Lokomotiv Stadium, also in Tashkent, as part of this centralised hubs system. Groups H and I based here in Uzbekistan. United City dominating possession so far. They've had 2/3 of the ball, much like the game against Beijing FC. They haven't really made all that possession count. United City, until not that long ago, were known as Ceres Negros FC. The pandemic led to the club's collapse of association with Ceres Lina, the bus company owned by Leo Ray Janssen, the club's then owner and chairman. Had the players' contracts terminated. It's the first yellow card of this game comes out, and it is for Tsubasa. This is why late challenge on Maranon. They were renamed last year as United City after a takeover by Emirati Philippine sports marketing firm MFC Sports Asia. Got 16 of the 21 players that they'd previously lost when the players' contracts were terminated back. Moved home from the Ahmad Stadium in Bacolod to a new home in New Clark City, in Kapas, Tarlac. Set to also be changing name again to United Clark after this season. Is Ott. I mean, Adam Asari, who's come closer than anyone else to breaking the deadlock. Now back with Cheongun. Again, United City eager to press high up the pitch. Very much the philosophy of their coach, Peter With, who joined as head coach in late March, the Englishman. Very much alongside the Philippines League winning native Filipino coach Frank Musecan, who lacks the necessary license to coach in a club continental competition. And with his name that might be familiar to those who follow particularly English football over the years. His dad Peter was Aston Villa's record signing back in 1980 for £500,000. Going on to win the League Championship and European Cup with them. Sam Peter has carved out an impressive career in football, particularly in coaching. Won the Thailand League with PHI Terasazana. Also coached Singapore's Home United. He's really made a home for himself coaching in Asia in particular. And he's taken charge of this United City side. He's said that it is a bit of a difficult one for them, because a lot of sides in these AFC Champions League group stages are in the middle of their season, whereas United City, most of their players who are the non-internationals in their squad haven't actually played any football since last November, until that game against Beijing City 3 days ago. So he said that working towards match fitness has been key for them, and that's been the difficult part of preparing for this. I mean, Adam Nazari just gets hustled out of that one by Hong Chong-un. Tsubasa. Kim Chun-yu. Now Daegu's turn to try and keep the ball. They haven't kept it as well as United City in this game. And that's all the more important in this heat and humidity. It can be pretty difficult to keep having to chase shadows. Well, that's been given as a corner after consultation between referee Mohamed Amro Iswan and his assistant on that side, Mohamed Yusri Mohamed from Malaysia. Didn't look like a corner to me. The game does always look easy from the commentary box. Serginho over it, right-footed, out-swinging. Serginho's ball in. And Daegu's first corner of the match comes to nothing. Floated hopefully back into the box. Almost controlled by Hong Chong-eun. And Daegu have the lead out of absolutely nowhere. Serginho gleefully accepts the gift that was laid on for him, drinks a bit of tea to celebrate, and it's the Korean side who go in front. It's against the run of play, not that they'll care. Scored on match day 1, Serginho. Now he's done so on match day 2. Picked his pocket and then finished it off beautifully. Horrible moment for Nazari. Delightful one for Daegu. He still had a lot to do when he won the ball back. So Serginho's goal separates the teams. In some ways it's really harsh on United City, who've done so much good work. Almost exactly at the midpoint of this first half. Now Daegu with the confidence of that goal running through their veins. Winning free kick there. Serginho barged over. Karu Minagishi. Just a shove in the back from Minagishi. Excellent crossfield ball and nodded down for Edgar. Fallen kindly for a second, but Sin-min loses out. Maranon flips it round the corner. It's one for Ingham to chase. Just commits the foul. The wrong side of the defender from his point of view. Lost the foot race. Foul just relieves the pressure on Daegu. Just a bit of a shove from Ingham. This is the goal again. I mean, Adam Nazari just getting himself into a right old mess. What Serginho did was just outstanding. Not sure about the celebration. Sipping a bit of tea or a bit of soup. Certainly certain about the quality of the finish. That was the most important thing. His second goal in this AFC Champions League this year. With Nazari. And Minagishi under pressure. Good footwork. It's interesting time this for United City. It's all well and good talking about sticking to your principles of patient possession football, but not to do it under pressure like this. It's the first time they've been behind in this tournament. They led in the game against Beijing FC through Stefan Schrock and then were pulled back thanks to Liang Xiaowen's superb free kick. 19-year-old curling one with his left foot right into the top corner. Game defined by two fine goals of the highest quality, one for both sides. And with it only winning this group will guarantee passage through to the round of 16, and then the three best second place teams of the 5 second place sides across the 5 groups will also make it through. And there'll be 8 representatives from the west in the round of 16 and 8 from the east. And of course get whittled down through the round of 16, the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. 2 sets of teams stay regionalised though. Daegu hunt for a second, didn't quite fall for Edgar. Now Ott looks up and has only got Marinon in front of him. Does find him. Nice layoff by Marinon. Ott again, ran into trouble. Good tackle from Lee Yong-lei. Almost half an hour gone, and Daegu FC in the few minutes or so since scoring that first goal in the 23rd minute looked a little more confident. Flick forward. Just down nicely by Marinon. Schrock. He's the man United City always look to when they need inspiration. A lot of skills again from him. Schrock looking for it, getting the pass. And he was born and raised in Germany. Has Bundesliga experience with the likes of 1899 Hoffenheim and Eintracht Frankfurt. Joined United City in 2017 after an initial loan spell from Greuther Fürth. He's thrived in the Philippines since, a regular in the national team for 10 years now. He's won back-to-back Golden Ball awards. He's the best player in the Philippines. So you can see our latest fact presented by Neon. 40 clubs in this year's AFC Champions League, more than ever before. Just 8 left from the West, and across the next couple of weeks we'll be finding out who the 8 will be to go through from the East. Serginho couldn't quite slide it in behind for the Brazilian Edgar. Daegu FC, who in their other AFC Champions League appearance in 2019 finished third in the group, but did themselves proud. 3 wins and 3 losses. A very respectable first showing at this level, picking up 9 points from their 6 games. Finished third behind Sanfrecce Hiroshima and Guangzhou Evergrande. They beat Evergrande in one of their 2 games against them, lost the other one. Also got a pair of wins against Melbourne Victory. Realistically, to not just guarantee second, but probably guarantee that you're going to get through as one of the better second place teams, you probably need 11 or 12 points. 10 points gives you a reasonable chance as well. So that's shoulder barge that hands United City a set piece in prime Stefan Schrock territory. Schrock's so good at crossing from a situation like this. Omin Azari barged off the ball by Park Byung-hyun. Cho Young-eun still organising his wall. There's definitely a chance Schrock could try and bend one from outside of the wall towards that top corner. He's certainly capable of it. He might choose a cross towards that far post. So often the hero of football in the Philippines. Can he be so again, Schrock? There's a low skimmer and hot heads it wide. Well, it found a black shirt. Found a man in black and gold in my KOR. He did well to get a couple of yards of space, but badly misdirected the header. Immediately, Cho Young-eun was blasting his defence verbally about how Ott was able to get that much room. Down by Edgar. Battle for the ball in midfield. It's Daegu who've come away with it. Edgar. Moves it for Wang Sun-min. Daegu, a club who are not even 20 years old yet, founded as a community club at the end of 2002. Made their K-League 1 debut in 2003 and have played mostly in the Korean top flight since, apart from a relegation at the end of the 2013 season. Took them 4 years to get promoted back to top division in 2017. Won the Korean FA Cup the year after, which qualified them for the 2019 Asian Champions League. They've gone from strength to strength ever since. Well, there was a bit too much strength in that tackle from Park Byung-hyun on my KOR. Taking advantage though, so Daegu have the free kick. Seven sky blue shirts to aim for. This goal scorer Serginho clips it in, and Edgar heads it in, but the offside flag is up. It's a good thing for United City. Do you say to youngsters, play to the whistle? Well, United City certainly didn't there. Their entire backline stopped and appealed for the offside decision, and that replay would suggest that it may well have not have been offside at all. No video assistant referee system in use for all these AFC Champions League group stages. And it's a good thing for United City there aren't. Do you wonder though? The team that will be keeping an eye on the live footage, they've seen that, and I'm sure they'll be telling their players at the half-time break. The message will come back from the video analyst to not switch off like that. Very dangerous thing to do. Did get the decision, but had they not, Daegu would have just put Daegu 2-0 up. trying to see this one out for a throw. Eventually manages to do so, Sun Min. Again, United City just trying to pin Daegu in here. Continue. That's space to run into. Nicely held up by Edgar. Links with Serginho. One back by Minagishi. Schrock. Closely marshalled. Fouled by Yonglei. That could be a card. It's a tricky and technically gifted player. Certainly gets his fair share of kicks, Stefan Schrock, and this was another one. And he's recently signed a 3-year contract with United City FC as a player coach. One of a raft of recent contract renewals in March. Yes, it will be a card for Yonglei. Not too surprised. So the Yonglei joins Tsubasa in the book for Daegu FC, but this will be concerning for United City. See their captain and leader Stefan Schrock down. Schrock, who scored the Philippines' first ever goal at the AFC Asian Cup. And that was in 2019 in the United Arab Emirates, having scored some memorable and important goals on their road to qualify for it. He's done the same plenty of times for United City over the years in their AFC Cup runs. And trying to do it on the continental stage, and he certainly showed that with a magnificent goal and excellent performance in match day 1 against Beijing FC. And now he's at the bottom of your screen with the captain armbands on, captain's armband on, wearing 12 for United City, and walking very gingerly. So the concern for United City, he's at least able to get further treatment on it in just over 5 minutes or so when we get to half-time. Space here for Chong-un. That's late from Young Da-won. I think there's every chance this could bring a yellow card as well. There's plenty of players from Daegu FC in there. Seems saying the same. Very, very late in on Chang Zong-won. Didn't see a yellow card come out there for Young Da-won. I must say I'm a bit surprised if he has managed to, which it seems he has, managed to escape that challenge about picking up a yellow card. It's just as bad as the ones that got Tsubasa and the long lay in the book. Serginho, the goal scorer, over the set piece. Flashes through everybody. Ingham will let it go for United City throw-in. United City matching here for the first time since November 2020 when they won shortened Philippines Premier League season. They've given the ball away again in a terrible area and they've paid the price. Ruthless from Daegu. And it's Edgar this time. The two Brazilians doing the trick for Daegu. Serginho first of all, and now Edgar. United City again overplaying at the back. And they are made to pay for doing so. Superb stuff from the Brazilian front line for Daegu. What a finish from Edgar. It was Ingham's poor pass back. Clever work from Lee Kun-ho to steal it. And Edgar didn't take any time to set himself, just whipped it into that far corner. Knew the keeper was out of position, having come short to look for a pass. So Anthony Pintus was in no man's land. And it's 2-0. It's a long, long way back now for United City. Well, whilst you give a huge amount of credit to Daegu for finishing off the only two chances they've had all game so well, at the same time, one has to acknowledge that United City have made the same mistake twice. That time it was Ingham's poor pass. The first time it was Nazari who got caught. Now they really do have to find something. United City. Schrock dropping deep. Schrock again aggressively closed down by Serginho. Time moments away and United City need to regroup. This is better from United City. Worked for Ott. Might fall for Minigishi. Does fall for Minigishi, who drags it wide. Well, that was a good opening. Cross initially didn't quite make it through to Mike Ott from Marinon. In fact, got his feet in a bit of a tangle. And Minigishi off balance, smashes it over. Half-time moments away. It's that man Edgar's goal that has really put Daegu in control. United City finding out just how brutal things are at the sharp end of continental club football. 2 minutes minimum added on at the end of this first half. United City, champions of the Philippines Football League for 4 seasons in a row. It's being tested at a whole different level here. Forward by Tsubasa, could be 3-0. And unconvincing from Anthony Pintus, who does just enough coming out of his goal for United City. Chang Zong-Wong. out over the top. Just trying to see it out for a goal kick, and he will do in Daegu. Half-time moments away, a strange half of football in many ways. United City with 60% of the possession. They've had just one shot on target, which came from Adam Nazari early on. It was then Nazari who was caught in possession, what led to the first goal from Serginho midway through the half. And moments before the break, Edgar scoring after the ruthless counter-attack from Daegu, stealing the ball from United City, who were overplaying at the back. So it's a foul on Serginho at the end of this first half. Daegu might have time for one last roll of the dice, one last set piece. See if they can get a third goal. Serginho caught in United City sandwich. And then Adam Nazari with the foul. I imagine the whistle will go pretty much as soon as the set piece either comes to nothing or maybe leads to a third goal for Daegu. Serginho to take it, having scored the first. Hooked in and headed in. 3-0. Right on the stroke of half-time. With the final moment of the first half, Kim Chin-yu makes it 3-0. They've only had 3 shots on target in this first half, Daegu, and they've scored with all of them. Serginho has an assist to go with his goal. It's a lovely whipped cross. And Kim Chin-yu heads it into the bottom corner. Totally unmarked. You could see 2 United City defenders at the far post, nowhere near Kim Chin-yu, who takes full advantage. Having dominated possession but been unable to do a lot with it going forward, United City have paid the ultimate price, caught at the back twice by Serginho and Edgar, the 2 Brazilians. And then to make things even worse, as the half-time whistle is about to blow, that last set piece makes it 3-0. Kim Chin-yu scores. It means that the break here at the Bunyodkor Stadium, United City have it all to do. It's Daegu FC 3, United City 0.
Okay, let's go, let's go!
천천히 해, 영훈아.
Okay, let's go, let's go!
Korea. How many players?
Welcome back to the KOR Stadium for the second half of this Group I AFC Champions League match. Daegu FC in control at the break, 3-0 up against United City FC. So a lot for United City to try and sort out in this second half against the sky blue side, who have taken their chances ruthlessly. It's not like they've particularly dominated the game. When they've got their opportunities, they really have taken them in magnificent style. Only 3 shots on target, only 3 shots of any real notoriety in the entire match for Daegu FC. And those are 3 finely taken goals. Referee Mohammed Amor Iswan ready to get us underway in the second half, where Daegu FC will be attacking from right to left as we look at things from our commentary position in the light blue. So United City FC desperately trying to find a route back. Daegu in control after those 3 first half goals. United City shooting from left to right as we look at things in the second period, and they're under immediate pressure from men in light blue. Change for Daegu FC despite that impressive first half. Of course, the fact that these days you can make 5 substitutions does give managers much greater degree of tactical flexibility. Virginia. Now a chance for 4-0, glazed over by Chang Zong Wong. Daegu threatening in the early moments of this second half. Opened up for him nicely, but just far too much elevation on the shot. Just to reconfirm for those who might have missed it, that change at half-time. Lee Yong-lei, who only came into the side today, has been withdrawn, I think. The fact that he picked up a yellow card just before half-time, he also picked up a little knock in that first half, might have heavily contributed to that decision. It's come off, and something of a straight swat. Lee In-yong, number 26, comes on, and he's also a centre-half by trade, so no great change in shape. Foul on Serginho, who's been part of this game, scored the first goal, set up the third, which he scored with the last attack and last moments of the second half. Offside given by Daegu from Thailand. By Pintus, finds Ingham, loses out. Serginho able to turn. That was always unlikely to be a successful tackle from Omin Nazari. Coming from behind, trying to hook the ball away from Serginho. It's another set piece for chance for Daegu as they chase more goals. There is manhandling him as well. Hands all over Serginho's arms and back. Serginho might fancy a shot from here. Did fancy a shot. Deflected and over for a corner. And as concerningly, United City's key striker Bienvenido ran on, getting ball in the face. Just on the right side of his face as he was trying to pull away from it. Overhit corner. First corner of this second half from Serginho comes to nothing. Well, one did wonder whether United City would come out in this second half with a bit of vigour in them, and resurgence after a 15-minute break and a chat with their head coach, Jason With. But in truth, we haven't really seen that in the early part of this second period since the resumption. From the side who very proud of the fact that they're representing a nation as well, representing football in the Philippines. Serginho trying to make it 4-0, deflected. It's well saved initially by Pintus, the rebound put in, but the flag had long since gone up on that far side against the Brazilian. Just about half a yard or so offside based on that replay. No video assistant referee here for these group stages in Uzbekistan. Kawasaki Frontale very much the favourites to win this group, the Japanese champions of the J1 League. Got themselves a win on match day 1. Edgar trying to slide it through. Well, right now you'd say Daegu look far more likely to score a fourth than United City to score a first. Again, United City almost getting into trouble. Trying to play their way out from the back. I mean, Adam Nazari, that's better. Schrock. Blue shirts hunting him down. Schrock tries to get it through to Ingham. Choi Young-un is alert. He comes out of his goal to gather. Trying to shepherd this out for a goal kick, and just about has enough to go off. Edgar and Daewon having a bit of afters too. Getting Pintus aggressively closed down, as is Kane. That was Bass. Nice touch from Minagishi. He's got the defence turning and running backwards. Here goes Schrock. One of his marauding charges forward. We're playing advantage. Ingham. Marinon. Marinon has to go. Deflected. Fall for Ingham, who squares it back. And United City would have had one back, but for the whistle going and the flag being up. Mike Ott thought he had his first ever AFC Champions League goal. And it's ruled out. That was deflected. Ball possibly going out of play before Ingham was able to square it back for Ott. He was not happy. And that would have given United City a lifeline 10 minutes into this second half. United City aside with a strong AFC Cup record. Actually, AFC Cup Interzone playoff semi-finals in 2017 and the ESEAN zonal final in 2018. As they're finding out tonight, Champions League football is a whole other level of difficulty. I think like you would say necessarily the toughest start against Beijing FC from China, because despite their imposing name and history and regular side at this competition, Beijing FC were bringing a second team. First team and head coach Slaven Bilic left at home. Forward for Serginho. He's managed to get through one, still going, sets it off for Tsubasa. Serginho again, looking for number 4. Smashed over. Good work to create the chance wasted. And was the substitute, centre half, Lee Jin-young, on the edge of the United City penalty area. They're trying to make it 4, and it tells you a lot about how much Daegu is starting to really dominate this game.
Number 9 first.
So more changes coming for Daegu FC. Firstly, the Brazilian striker Edgar, who scored his second goal tonight. Also coming off Wang Sung-min, the wing back, who's done a valuable job down the left flank tonight. Straight swap in both positions, it seems. Chongchi in, number 32 on his back, comes on to replace Edgar up front. Referee Islam from Malaysia just coming into play. Peacekeeper. A bit of afters from this challenge. So Daegu FC have made 3 of their 5 available changes now. United City, still to my surprise, particularly given the scoreline, have made none. They're quite slow to make changes in their first game against Daegu FC 2. They only made a couple in that match. Kurt Dizzen and Mark Hartman coming on in the later stages. So Nagishi won't get to that one too much on it. Now we're going to make a change here on the hour mark, and it will be Hartman to come on for Jai Ingham, so it's an attack-minded substitution. Mike Hartman, the forward, comes on for Ingham, the wing-back. Needs to be seen quite what kind of a system they might change to. Might go to a 3-4-3 with Marinon, Ott and Mark Hartman up there. So that's a late challenge from Schrock. Pick up the yellow card. Be careful as well, because yellow cards across competition can mount up into suspensions later on in the group stages. There you go, it was a pretty clear shove. It's hard to see how Schrock can be complaining about that. It's nowhere near the ball. Lee Kun-ho gets 2 arms in his back from Stefan Schrock, and Daegu FC get a free kick in a very dangerous position. So Daegu looking for number 4. It could be Sejinya on his right foot. Or the left-footed option of An Yong-wo. Sejinya will leave it, so it will be Yong-wo. Yong-wo round the wall and into the top corner. What a goal! His first touch since coming on, and An Yong-wo has curled it right into the top corner. It doesn't get much better than that as an impact substitute. What a lovely goal. And it's Daegu FC 4, United City 0 now. Frustration for Pintus, nothing he could do. Sejinya left it. Was a better angle for the left footer quite possibly, and so it proved. An Yong-wo scores his first AFC Champions League group stage goal. And it just piles on the pain for United City. This is a stunning scoreline. This was a match many thought would be a relatively even one. Instead, Daegu 4-0 up already. Of course, goal difference in the final reckoning could be oh so important. Group winners going through automatically to the round of 16, but then 3 of the 5 best second places. So were Daegu to finish in second and competing against the other sides in terms of group records, winning this game comfortably could be so important. Minagishi, Ott, he loses out. Genuinely shocking scoreline here. It's not a game I could find anyone confidently predicting that either team would win by a particularly big margin. Serginho, who gave Daegu the lead in the 23rd minute. Edgar made it 2-0 in the 42nd, both occasions. So United City caught overplaying at the back. Right on the stroke of half-time. Sun Min made it 3-0 with a header from Serginho, free kick. So here comes Minagishi. And then from that free kick, scoring direct, and Young-Wo with his first touch on the pitch. Daegu looking for number 5, Young-Wo's cross. Headed up, but not away. Mahanon back there, fouled. I do wonder whether, given this game situation, the fact you've got so many fixtures packed into a short period of time, whether United City might consider using the bench a bit more. They've still got 4 substitutions left. It might be better to simply accept that this game's gone. Maybe give some of the bench an opportunity. It doesn't get any easier. On Friday they face Kawasaki Frontale, the favourites to win this group, the J1 League Japanese champions from last season. Meanwhile, also on Friday, Daegu play Beijing. Then we have match days 4, 5 and 6 where every team will play each other once more. Just to update you on what's going on elsewhere. Until right now against Kaya is going on in Group F. It's going to be a bit of a rout. 5-0 up in that one. And later on it's Beijing versus Kawasaki Frontale, which is also a game in group of match you're watching now, Group I. Well, passing accuracy pretty similar for both teams in the mid-80s, but the statistic doesn't really tell you a huge amount in some ways. It's been the ruthlessness of finishing from Daegu that's left Jason with a big headache. Nigishi gets there first. We are into the last quarter of this match. Daegu, I'm sure, will be targeting seeing this home now with a clean sheet. Maybe even some more goals. Park Young-hyun. In the corner by Tsubasa. Minagishi. Still Minagishi. Was fouled. Fourth change for Daegu. United City have still only made 1. Will be Park Han-bin to come on for his first appearance in this AFC Champions League group stage. Placing Tsubasa. Probably a sensible move. Tsubasa on a yellow card. I'm sure that will have played a part in the decision to bring him off. It's a free kick for Schrock from a very similar angle to where Tizina curled in the free kick that led to the third goal for Daegu right on the stroke of half-time. It's a great ball in from Schrock, and Marinon touches it wide. The offside flag was up anyway. Kind of sums up the way things are going for United City, that without being aware that it wouldn't have counted, Marinon still couldn't turn it goalwards. Just half a yard off. Have a look at that replay. Clearly offside based on that. Look at the replay. As we into the last 20 minutes of normal time, and there'll be a little bit of stoppages on at the end. Schrock loses out. You might be able to hear on the touchline. It's the voice of Ibian Guen, the AFC coach, urging his players to get out and press higher up the pitch a bit more. Not to sit too deep and invite pressure. It's looking like it's going to be another big moment in the history of Daegu FC. It'll certainly be their biggest ever AFC Champions League group stage win. In terms of the margin of victory, as Ott plays it round the corner for Schrock. Just can't quite get there. Just managed to win the corner. Don't think there was a huge amount in that appeal from Kim Chun-yu for the foul. Corner taken short in combination with Ott. Schrock sets it back. Now Ott. Still there for Dawon. Fancy footwork, eventually does lose out though. Up around the corner, could be a chance for number 5 here. Support arriving in the box too. It's a lovely cross. And surely will be 5, and is 5. Ruthless from Daegu. And it's an easy second goal for An Young-woo. Set up by Lee Kon-ho. Just completely pulled apart on the counter-attack, United City. It's brilliant stuff from Daegu. 5 shots on target, 5 goals. A second for the substitute, An Young-woo. Great buccaneering run down the right. Cross was excellent as well. Nodded back by Lee Kon-ho. And Young-woo wasn't going to miss from there. Simplest of finishes. He has 2, having only come on less than 15 minutes ago. Came on almost exactly on the hour mark, and he's already got 2 goals. Really is becoming a rout at this point. Certainly not by any means a bad team, United City. They showed that in the game against Beijing, which they dominated. And they had some bright moments in the early part of this match. Having dominated possession, never really turned that into any kind of clear-cut chances or precision in the final third. My goodness, have they paid the price. Just been a bit overexposed at the back as well. Winning the free kick there. Fouled by Chang Chi-in. Substitutes belatedly being prepared for United City. I'm a bit surprised we've only seen one change from them thus far out of the 5 available. Schropp puts it in, flicked on, scrambled clear. Tough moments for United City, a proud club with plenty of silverware domestically. 4 Philippines Football League titles, 1 United Football League title, 2 PPF National Men's Club Championships, the UFL FA League Cup and Copa Paulino Alcantara title. Just run into trouble there, Bass. Then commits foul in frustration, having lost the ball. Are into the last 15 minutes plus stoppages. Double change coming for United City. Here comes Kurt Dizzen, who also came on in their first game of the tournament. Dizzen coming on for Hikaru Minagishi down the left flank. Omid Nazari, the other man to make room, replaced by Adam Tull, who makes his first AFC Champions League group stage appearance. Well, at this stage you would say, as much as anything else, it's about damage limitation for United City. 5-0 down. Doesn't get any easier playing the Japanese champions Kawasaki Frontale in 3 days as well. This result will take Daegu on to 3 points from 2 games, and right now would lift their goal difference up to a very healthy +4 after that 3-2 loss against Kawasaki Frontale. There's a good mazy run, still going. Ott helps it on, and just over from Marinon. That is arguably United City's best chance of the game. Marinon just puts it over. So change coming for Daegu, their 4th of the game. Lee Kun-ho, who got the assist for the 5th goal, comes off. Oh Hao-sung comes on. Straight swat in midfield. Well, this is a rare blemish to what's been An excellent day for Daegu. And you've got 15 days and 6 very intense group games. Injuries somewhat to be expected, I guess. It looks like what they've done is they've changed the substitution, so Lee Kun-ho actually hasn't come off. Well, no, now he has. It looked like for a second they were going to maybe alter the change due to the injury, but they haven't. So Oh Hao-sung does come on for Lee Kun-ho. Quite a few players suffering from cramp out there. Got heat in the mid to late 30s in terms of degrees Celsius, and humidity too. Man on, hot. Schrock. Schrock in some serious pain here. Seems to have got caught in the eye. This looks really horrible for the United City captain and one of the giants of football in the Philippines. Just something's flicked him in the eye. It's the, well, no, it's the hand of Lee Jin-yong who was marking him. Pretty sure it's completely unintentional, just in the fight for the ball. But one of his fingers has just flicked up into the eye, and this has really hurt Schrock. He's in some serious discomfort. Looks like man born and raised in Germany might have to come off. This is possibly the only way. This evening could get much worse for United City. Stefan Schrock is so important to them. He's their best player and scored for them on match day 1 against Beijing FC. He's a very tough cookie, so it will take a lot to drag him off the pitch, but an eye injury like this really is quite something. So for now, United City are down to 10. In from Hartmann and saved by Chae Young-eun. Schrock back on the field now, to the relief of City fans, but still looks in some serious discomfort. Handballed against Bang Myung-woo, who's scored the 4th and 5th goals tonight. For Daegu FC, who've been in great form, unbeaten in 11 games across all competitions heading into this group stage, winning 9 of those. First loss in 12 coming in that 3-2 defeat against Kawasaki Frontale, but pretty much back on the winning train here. Had an awful start to the season, just 1 win from 9 league games. They had just 7 points from those 9 games. They've had a huge recovery and turnaround from mid-April onwards. Also reached the Korean Cup quarter-finals. They faced 2nd division Incheon Sangmu in mid-August, so good chance of progression and possible silverware there, and tournament that they run 3 years ago. Club going from strength to strength, and a club that really keep their supporters very much in front of mind. Actually retired their number 12 jersey, one of their club supporters, the 12th man, which is a nice touch. The only retired number that they have apart from 24 for club legend Park Young-jin. Chasing number 6, but not quite able to create it on that occasion. They're hoping to build on their continued improvement in recent years with the appointment of Seoul Samsung Blue Wings legend Lee Byung-gwen as the new head coach, and certainly is starting to pay dividends on a night like tonight. United City have had the ball a lot. Daegu have been compact and organised at the back, and then they've broken on the counter-attack with ruthless efficiency. Clubs from Korea Republic have accumulated the most victories since 2002-2003 in this competition. So, facts of the match presented by Neon. Of course, Korean football is a big part of football in the East. And it is San Hyundai FC from Korea, who are currently top of the K-League, who are also the defending champions of this AFC Champions League after winning it last year against Persepolis from Iran in the final. Ball over the top, could be a chance for number 6 here. The Juniors have arrived in the box, others joining in. Of course, we already know the 8 teams to make it through from the West group stages, which are complete now. From representatives from Iran. There's an all UAE clash as Sharjah FC will play Mawada FSCC. And Nasser from Saudi Arabia will face Tractor from Iran. And there's also Sepolis from Iran, last year's finalists, who will place Istiklal. And Istigal from Iran will play Malala from Saudi Arabia. And we'll know in a couple of weeks juries which 8 teams have made it through from the east side of things. That's a booking for Park Byung-hyun. Pretty shameless shove on Kurt Dizon. Can't have too many complaints. Carry forward by Hao Sung. Well kept alive despite the pressing of Marinon. Pretty aimless pass though. Here's Dizon. Doesn't have much ahead of him. Lovely run though, Dizon. He's beaten 2. He's eventually run down the cul-de-sac. Junior's decided to shoot. It's just over the bar, looking to catch Anthony Pintus out. He's already had a magnificent game, the Brazilian. Goal midway through the first half, an assist on the stroke of half-time. Would have been quite a way to cap it. Daegu, who lost 4 of their last 5 AFC Champions League games before this, after they won their first 2 games in the competition back in 2019, which at the time had put them in pole position to qualify from that group. They ended up finishing 3rd with 9 points from 6 games, 3 wins and 3 losses. Very creditable debut, but not quite enough to reach the knockout stages. Space for Serginho, dropping in between the 2 strikers. Hao-sung. Still Hao-sung. Shot blocked by Kane. Serginho once more causing chaos. Cute ball over the top, surely number 6. And is number 6. Park Han-bin gets his name on the score sheet. Beautiful creativity from Serginho. A little dink over the top. And then unselfishly squared. Just watch Serginho's vision here. Managed to find Chong Chi-in. Chi-in with the keeper Pintus to beat. Instead went for the 100% option of making sure the goal was scored. Good team play. And it is yet another goal for Daegu FC. Huge victory. Piling on the goals and piling on the misery for poor old United City, who've been comfortably second best. Two changes for United City. Cholo Bugas and Andreas Eswein both coming on to make their AFC Champions League debuts. Have probably not dreamt of it being in this scenario, I think, to say the very least. It's looking like it's going to end in 2 thrashings and 2 clean sheets in the 2 kickoffs going on simultaneously today. 6-0 up in front of us against United City. Meanwhile, they are 5-0 down against Intel in Group F. Later on, remember, you stick around for Beijing FC against Kawasaki Frontale. An interesting game, the Japanese champions against Beijing's very young side, who did themselves a huge amount of credit in that 1-1 draw against United City in match day 1. It's one of those horrible moments now. United City in particular just desperate for the whistle, desperate for the misery to be over. Daegu FC's biggest ever win in an AFC competition, it won't surprise you to know. It will only be their 4th ever all-time AFC Champions League victory. And the 31-year-old Brazilian, Serginho, for me, has probably been their player of the match, playing in the hole between the front 2. Fine passer, a big creative force. In his 5th season at Daegu. Impressed on his continental debut 2 years ago, and tonight he's been key in so much of the good work that Daegu have done. Remember, both these teams back in action in just 3 days' time. United City against the Japanese champions, Kawasaki Frontale. Daegu FC will fancy their chances against a very young Beijing FC team, because the first team squad and head coach Slaven Bilic still at home competing in the Chinese Super League. Is there time for a 7th? They did score with the very last action of the first half. Cross from Serginho, headed in by Hwang Sun-min. It's on a hat-trick. Min Young-wo crosses. Taken down. It really could be number 7. That's a foul, and that's a penalty. Well, they've got a spot kick to get number 7. Scored with the very last action of the first half, and they're going to get a chance to do the exact same thing in the second. It's a slightly loose touch from Chong Chi-in, and that was what persuaded Adam Tull to slide in to try and get the ball. But he got a huge chunk of Chong Chi-in's ankle. And it's Chi-in who won the penalty. He's going to try and score it. 23-year-old. His first goal of this AFC Champions League group stage. Up against Anthony Pintus for 7-0. And finishes emphatically. And that will be that. What a performance from Daegu FC. They have run riot here at the Bunyodkor Stadium in Tashkent. They led midway through the first half thanks to Sajinya. Edgar made it 2-0 just before the break. And then Hwang Sun-min headed in right on the half-time whistle. It got bad to worse for United City in the second half. A brace from An Young-wo just after coming off the bench. Park Han-bin made it 6. And that was the 7th from the penalty spot. Chong Chi-in fouled by Adam Tull and whacked it away. It's Daegu's best ever AFC Champions League result. Their 4th ever win at this level. Their first in this group stage. And they'll be mightily happy with that. They go above United City FC in the table. United City FC with just 1 point from their 2 games. And Daegu with 3 points from their 2 games. And a very much boosted goal difference, which is now up to +6 after this huge win. Do stick around, because starting very shortly is the other match in this Group I, Beijing FC up against Kawasaki Frontale. But for now, at the Bunyodkor Stadium, it is an emphatic win for Daegu FC, a night to remember for Korean football. The full-time score, Daegu FC 7, United City FC 0.